Hey there, gang. So, not too long ago, I played a match of Clown on Coal Tower using this current chase build, and what really stood out to me in this match was I ended up making a game sense call on macro when it came to where I was going to hook my first survivor, and I didn't really have much but intuition to work off of when it came to this decision. However, I was not only right in my call, but the fact that I did so was probably a game deciding factor in how I was able to win this match. It was very close when it came to outcome, as y'all are going to see. They got almost all of the generators done. And I think it really puts emphasis into why it's important, especially in the early game when you're playing Clown, that you make those smart decisions. Because if you end up losing your first hook, you're almost looking at as a guarantee losing two generators before you even get a chance at getting your first hook, since the person you were going to hook is now probably multiple tiles away. So that's kind of just in a nutshell of what y'all are going to see. To kind of give a quick summary of our build, we are running Coup and Zanshin. I've talked about this before these many times. These are my favorite perks on Clown for chase. They give you some momentum when you're chaining between tiles, as well as some lethality when it comes to playing both singular tiles and also chaining between them. We have Lightborn because this was during a period of time where survivors like to run background player flashbang, and background player flashbang is a perk combo that quite literally does not have much, if any, counterplay. Even if you're facing a wall, the flashbang will still get the save, and this means that you pretty much need Lightborn if you wanted to stop it. So that was why we were running it, right? This perk could obviously be supplemented or replaced for a good number of any other different perks, anything from like a gender aggression perk like Corrupt Intervention to, if you want to lean more into chase, you could take something like Save the Best for Last, Rapid Mortality. I mean, there are just all types of options now at this point with the state of the game, so just kind of keep that in mind. And lastly, we have Sloppy Butcher. I was kind of just playing around with Sloppy since there seemed to be, we were getting a lot of fast chases. The idea behind Sloppy Butcher is that you are able to end a chase quickly, start another chase, end that chase quickly, and then you can test the unhook when they aren't able to finish the heal. You're now applying split pressure if you go for the unhooker. Like, there are just many different ways that you can just end up with multiple survivors that are not only injured, but they're split from their teammates. So they may decide to work on generators while they're injured. And this means if you stumble across them later, that's a very fast one health state chase. Because that's always a great thing as Clown, I've talked about many times before, is starting a chase when a survivor has only one health state. So that is kind of just something we were playing around here. And, lastly, the reason for the Macmillan is because this was during a period of time where the map boosts were in place, stuff for like RPD and Garden of Joy. It was not a fun time. But I think that just about covers everything, so we're going to play the match footage, and then after we'll talk about the commentary. This comp tower. Good old comp tower, ladies and gentlemen. Good old comp tower. The feeling we're gonna want to go by main anyways. I also feel like this is where we're gonna find survivors too. We're gonna find survivors spawning near main. Not this gen because we see the crows there. The crows there tell me that no one is actually at that gen. Yellow one kick because I might not kick both. I might not kick both. I don't know about his pathing. Pretty interesting pathing in a good way. In a good way, he had pretty interesting pathing, and I do mean that. I do mean that. His pathing was pretty good. We're gonna go right over here. I have a feeling we'll eat a Sabo, like a sneaky Sabo. That was a sneaky Sabo. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That was a Sabo. Look at that prediction. Look at that prediction, y'all. Look at that. I told you that was a Sabo. I told y'all that was a Sabo, gang. My fucking Spidey sense. I was like, no, we don't go that way. I gotta hit that if I didn't fuck up. I called that Sabo. She even had distortion. I just game sense told me that's gonna be a Sabo potentially. Kick this door needs to be kicked now. This is an important springboard. He actually does. I didn't respect his game. I didn't respect his game enough on that hit. We could have, he could have made this a lot harder. If he didn't also make a mistake there, we could have had a really big problem. He's gonna tile chain, so we don't reload just yet. Don't reload just yet. They're actually looking to body block. The reason why I'm not committing to this Adam is because I'm pretty sure he has anti-tunnel still, somehow. Nothing over here he thought there might be. It just would seem so weird for Adam to body block without anti-tunnel, because if I could go onto him, I could put him on second. But if he did have anti-tunnel and I went for him, I could actually lose the game off of it. That's a lot of lost momentum. He's gonna have to drop Shack. He has to drop this. Told you he had to drop Shack pallet. I'm pretty sure it's been 60 seconds, but just in case, I am gonna reload and I'm gonna drop a pink. Just in case, but I'm pretty sure this has been 60 seconds. Okay. Now we get an aggressive hook toward the Quinn. With Sloppy, they definitely won't be able to finish the heal, even with We'll Make It. He has anti-tunnel. It's good to know. That's one of the nice things about cigar boxes. We get to identify off the record from a pretty good distance. This is what happens when they expect Clown to kick the pallet and he doesn't. Everybody's injured, which is why I'm committing to this chase. Meg's going back end. He's gonna go far wide, probably. I don't think her to play this check. I don't expect her to play check. Could be wrong. Yeah, I didn't think she'd play check. Pink comes out of the delay, which stops her from chaining. Beautiful. What do I think about it? Sorry, a little bit focused. Lethal, rapid, Stabitful, Gearhead. I mean, it's a Clown build. I don't see Coup or Zanshin, so you know how I immediately might be thinking about it. That is the craziest fucking palette, my guy. What do you think about that four lane strip? Dude. You did force execute, my guy. He's carefully playing the tile still. We're gonna go for Jill now. Okay. Did she just try to dead hard and fail? I think she just tried to dead hard and fail. She was looking back for so long. That seemed like a failed dead hard play or some stupid shit. Sloppy's is actually major for us, because I think it not only is slowing down the heal, potentially, I don't know. I think it might actually be helping because they get partial heal progress and then it gets lost. And then when they do have to stick to it, right? This is to force him to drop. I might have fucked up that pink. Doesn't matter. Power of Coup. We'll hook basement. Actually, do we hook aggressive? We don't have an aggressive hook, so we just hook basement. Is Lightborn getting value for you? Peace of mind value. Peace of mind value. You wanna know something funny? We have not had a single background player flashbang since I started running Lightborn. Not a single one. Which is genuinely the main reason you should run Lightborn, is background player flashbang, because it is the only counter to background player flashbang. We get more value from just like making survivors look stupid with their flashlights. But yes, I run it for background player flashbang specifically, nothing else. You know, I actually think we stop her from getting anywhere. Too much pre-run, too much pre-run. We can down the thing about this, she can't get the save now without dying. He's definitely got dead hard. You know that, right? Do it. No dead hard, just looking back. Okay. She gave me the dead hard vibes. You're right, soldier, but it actually worked out that we didn't. Because we only had one distortion person, but maybe we will go ahead and swap it next game. Because I'll honestly say I forgot. I'll say soldier, I forgot. But it works out this way for us, you know what I mean? Adrenaline Gaming, y'all know she's at this gate. Almost 100% she's at this gate. Could be wrong though. Oh, that's a fucking shame for you, isn't it, Meg? Literally like the best exit gates like I've ever seen. Pretty sure she doesn't have a key either, because I think she was with a toolbox and she saboed with it. You have trouble against mediocre ones? Oh no. Yeah, a lot of my... You know, it's funny, the survivors with 6,000 plus hours, even if they aren't like ready for my gameplay, they will give 35-second 2 health state chases. Because you do have to be very... Should we let her go, gang? Should we let her go? She faced me, gang. She faced me. I'll let her go. I love it when they do that. And they're like, please. They look at you and they're just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you got me, okay? Can I go? You got me. Can I go? Okay, you can go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. Damn, Adam was going for Adept. Poor Adam. I was respecting the potential DS based on his game. He had GG that thing. BNP with this. Damn, so she saboed with a BNP toolbox. That's some opportunistic gameplay. See, that's the thing. Y'all see this? This Meg, first chase, she used her toolbox to sabo that hook. She didn't come to the game looking to sabo. She just said, this is the right call. And it was. Admittedly, that was a very fucking smart decision. We had the game sense, though, because I heard Gen Progress, and I didn't see somebody's R. I said, someone likely could sabo this hook. And due to how far the other hooks were from that corner, I would not have been able to do anything about it. Possibly he would have had so much struggle progress, I couldn't have dropped him. If I tried to drop him, he would have jumped off my shoulder. And without corrupt intervention, without any type of way to stall the survivor momentum, I would have probably lost the game off of that. I'm not even kidding. Our best outcome genuinely could have probably been a 2k6, if that. I would have been much more pressured into camping and tunneling because they got 4 gens done as it was with how much pressure we had. You know what I'm saying? So she genuinely almost could have won the game off of that opportunistic play. So the survivor builds themselves were not all that incredible. We had Adam attempting the adept and he didn't even bring an item. However, it's even with that all taken into consideration, they still got 4 generators completed. Now, what is important to talk about though when it comes to these loadouts is this Meg here. See, not only did they get 4 generators completed, but this Meg has a toolbox with a brand new part. And with this toolbox, she had the intention, obviously, of using it to repair generators. But as we saw, she attempted to sabo a hook with it. She used her toolbox opportunistically in an improvised sense to try and deny me a hook because that was at a corner of the map. See, if I'd attempted to hook at where she was saboing and I ended up not seeing it in time, there's a good chance that not only would I have not been able to carry Adam to another hook, but I probably would have had to drop him. And assuming it had taken too long, assuming especially I'd tried to greed and stop the Sabo, which would not have been possible, that could have also pretty much ensured that he would have jumped off my shoulder. And something like that with a build that we have very much could have cost us this match. Because again, we don't have corrupt intervention. Survivors are going to spawn, typically split. We have someone here with the shroud. I believe this one's probably to spawn from the killer. I didn't actually check. They were on the opposite ends of the map. But these survivors will spawn on their objective, generators, and without corrupt, they're going to be working on those generators right from the start of the game. So if we spend our first 60, 70 to like 80, 90 seconds trying to find a survivor, you know, we did spend some time not only crossing the map, we kicked a wall or two, but if we end up spending this time doing all of that, and we finally down a survivor, we look to hook them, and then we end up having to lose them, not only just through either slugging, but if they wiggle off of our shoulder, that means we are losing 2 generators for nothing. We're not going to have anything when it comes to pressure. Survivors will be close to halfway through their objective, and at that point, it's going to be hard to create any pressure momentum-wise when survivors can very greedily just work on generators at the expense of time spent on hooks because they can pretty much wait till the last second with all of the new base kit mechanics in play and just get free saves on their teammates. It's typically not practical for Clown to proxy hooks anymore beyond when survivors are just extremely overly careless. And that is not something you can really bank on if you are trying to consistently win, is assume that your opponent is just going to play poorly. You have to kind of play around doing better than them when they are making right decisions. That is kind of how you win. And that is really what makes this decision I was talking about so important, because we were able to get that first hook instead of losing essentially 2 generators for nothing. And we were able to then go on to our next chase. We downed someone quickly, or not too long from then. And that was kind of where we just started to slowly ramp up. And we reached a point, very likely because of Sloppy Butcher, where we had, I believe, 3, almost 4 survivors injured. This gave us a lot of freedom when it came to starting any chase. If a survivor, say, was going to a very strong tile and they were injured, well, when you have 2 other survivors that are also injured, you can afford to say, hey, I'm not going to chase you. I'm going to go look for one of your teammates, right? That is a good part of the advantage when it comes to running Sloppy Butcher, is that if you can ensure that these survivors, through some manner of circumstance, even if the mangled and the hemorrhage has already expired, you can encourage or ensure that they stay injured so you can get that 1 health state chase. And that was what I do think would not have been as possible or practical had we not secured that hook, because we would have been trying to salvage for scraps. We would not have had anything within our build to stall or slow down their momentum. They would have been progressed well beyond us. We would have been looking at probably at best two injuries, but with both survivors way out of my range due to the stun on the wiggle. This is going back to that first hook. So that is kind of what I think really hinged with everything else that took place afterward. That is what I think really played the biggest factor in how we won the match. And I just wanted to bring attention to that because these are things that I think people don't really recognize in the moment, not only when something like this could take place, but really how much it hurts them. They probably just see it as, oh, well, I just stalled out the hook. Well, no, it's not even so much stalling out the hook. It's removing possibilities of keeping up with the survivor momentum, right? That was kind of what I was just, again, talking about not too long ago, survivor momentum on their objective completion. So that is really what I think it's all about. Because, again, imagine what if these survivors had better builds? What if Quentin and Adam brought items? Adam was doing adept, but he still could have brought a med kit with a syringe. He could have brought a toolbox. There are many different things he could have done in order to make the match better in the survivor favor. So that is kind of just another thing really to kind of take into account. So I do think that just about wraps everything up. This was meant to be a shorter highlight, but sometimes y'all, I just get going. I just get going and I just got to keep talking and talking and talking. So my apologies on that. I do hope at least that there's a lot to glean from this information, that y'all find it very informative, educational, and helpful. If you are interested in learning how to play Clown better, I have a very detailed Clown guide that I'll be sure to link in the description. And lastly, I stream live on Twitch during the weekdays, so I'll also put a link to my stream in the description as well. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Later, gang.